JETO Tags presents Serial Tapes, number 30. This is a character study, self-portrait. Behind the gray brick walls of a home in a scruffy little neighborhood of South Knoxville, Tennessee, we have a writer. Well, really more of a poet up to this point, but a poet who wants to be a writer of short stories, modern history pieces, and lengthy, crude comic books. She's been writing poetry for over a decade, but as of the past couple of years, she's wanted to be a bona fide writer. You know, long form. But she finds, as a writer, she's a little shy around long form and is not fucking quite sure what to do about it. She just keeps pressing on. She tries not to rhyme all the time, and she just keeps pressing on with her sentences. But what comes out at the end of a page or wherever the page is ending is really more of a piece of prose than a paragraph. All right, prose. I'm good at compromises. Prose for now, but just for now because she wants to be a writer. All the great writers, or the great writers in her opinion, say to write what you know. Well, to be basic about it, she knows herself, or she makes a daily effort to know herself, or at the very least, she knows herself better than anybody else and doesn't know where else to start. All right? Self-portrait. What she does as a poet is she buys sticker paper. In the stores you can find it called shipping label paper, but it's just plain sticker paper, and she feeds that into her typewriter and she types up her poems that way. And she cuts them out and she puts them in her pocket and she takes them out downtown. She puts them up in the streets, in the alleys, on items, on walls and old graffiti. She mostly in Knoxville, but she's got poems up in several dozen cities across 24 states and even a few European countries in between. And she considers this publishing because, in fact, there is this one particular alley in downtown Knoxville that's hosted so many of her weathered poems on its dirty doors, walls, windows, and pipes that the ground could be the spine. I mean to say that she considers that alley to be her first published book of poetry. And at least some of her poems still stand today, 20th of March, 2022. But the others, all stolen, painted over, or rotted away. And do you see what I mean about prose? She signs all of her poems JETO. And we can get into why that is later, but suffice it to say, that is her pseudonym, or she likes to call it her tag name. JETO got her writing chops in Knoxville, because so much of what she does is inspired by the city itself. She makes time for the city, like it's a friend. She takes the time just to drive around and walk with it, admiring all its creative efforts manifested in the masonry and wooden detail, in every doorway and corner, every eave and well-framed window, in every beam, in every style of stone, every train track, every angle, every odd display of sunray and shadow. This city made JETO. So, here's one of her poems composed shortly after a cold Sunday stroll downtown in Market Square around 8 a.m. Are we good now? A poem. I hear lots of windswept clatter I think is people, but it's all trash in the wind on a Sunday morning. Not a neon left on for bowling or beer or ice cream or any taboo for that matter. No tobacco, no deli, and no deals.